like we're live already.
Yes,
We are?
I think so.
Okay.
Well,
There we are.
here we are. Welcome. Welcome to join us again at our weekly Facebook Live session. CWA means Conscious World Agents. My name is Arturo.
And my name is Claudia.
And together we're the founders of CWA. Every week we write something about the topic, how to raise your level of consciousness. This week and the week before we wrote something about control, taking control in life, and maybe also letting go of this. You going to Facebook?
I'm going to check if we're on
Are you really live? Yeah.
I'm sure we are, but
Yes.
I also can see then any questions.
Yes,
That's
good. And we talk a lot of people who are trying to take control over their life and of the situations. And if we talk to them, then they also feel that trying to have the control over situations not always works. We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
Do you want to start, or are you?
No, you can start if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I see we're live on here, so that's good, but I can also check them for the comments. So
Okay.
if you have any questions or any comments, then please put them on and I will be your technical person as well as your,
Okay, nice. The technical Claudia.
it's
Good.
our forte today.
Yeah. Well, what we see, let's put it like this way. What I see is that a lot of people trying to take control over situations, over things, to reach goals, and they work hard, and that's great. And a lot of times it can work. But what people also say, sometimes it's so difficult. It costs me a lot of energy. It costs me a lot of time, and also a lot of frustration to overcome all the problems again and again and again, thinking, oh, wow, when will I ever be there? One of the things I think that what is important to understand is that what Einstein said, everything is energy. Everything has a vibration. And the universe will respond to that vibration that you will send out. And this is not philosophy, he said, that this is physics, quantum physics. And if you also can understand that your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs are also energy, also having a vibration, then this is what you send out also to the universe. And what if this belief that you have is more the one that's holding you back, the one that's maybe thinking, I'm not good enough, I need to work really hard before I can reach my goal. What will other people think of me, especially when I don't do anything? Or so if this is the belief, then this is also what you send out. And then every day you need to work hard and harder to achieve your goals. And again, if that is what you like, please go on. And this is also what we've been taught. You need to work hard. You cannot sit on the couch. And if you don't work hard, you will never reach anything. All these beliefs are in our system. And for a part, I agree, you need to do something. It's not only sitting and everything is there. But what do you basically say if you try to take control over the things? Basically, you say to the universe, well, I don't trust you for the 100% fully. Maybe it's 90%, but I won't trust you for the full 100%. And the universe is only responding what you do. But trying to take control, you want to achieve a certain, how do you say it, a dream or a realization. What you also do is, if you trying to take control, you narrow your sight. You get more tunnel vision. And all the other things that are outside of this tunnel vision, you won't recognize, you won't see, you won't hear. But there are the solutions most of the times. And when you are in the control side, you're focusing on one or two parts of it. But it's just like the vision you have. You cannot, we human people, human beings, we cannot see everything. This week we saw also a small documentary about big cats, the lions, for instance, and they can see 6 times more than we can do at night. Yeah, especially at night. Yeah. So there is so much more that there is that we as human beings can see, can feel, can hear, can smell. We also we only have just a small part of the whole. How do you say this in English? The whole spectrum.
Yes.
Yeah, the whole spectrum. Yeah. And universe is the whole spectrum. And if you go to control, you just take this one part.
Yeah, like that.
Then you focus only on this. And this is only what you see. And then you need to work hard every time again, because then you focus a little bit, shift to this and then to this. But what about letting control, letting go? What about opening up, broaden your sight, broaden your hearing, all these kind of things? Then there you will see so much more possibilities, so much more possibilities. And there are a lot of opportunities. And I forgot to bring my marker here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can get something.
Yeah.
That's really fun, actually. You should do that.
And I want to show you something. And maybe you also have a piece of paper then.
Yeah.
I want to show you something, what a lot of people do, especially when they try to take control over the situation. Then you grab it. And again, the focus is only on a small part of everything. And in the meantime, in the background, you hear a lot of noise. But that's my beloved one who is bringing me markers and
graciously.
Yeah, graciously. Okay. What I want you to show is the next thing. In life, there are a lot of opportunities. I hope you can see this. You know, in life, there are a lot of opportunities, and it's up to you. Are you willing to see the opportunity, or maybe you just look at the missing R? And if you look at the missing R, you're trying to take control of the situation. You are focusing on things that are not going well. And you forget to look at the opportunities that are always there. Always. And that's what Einstein also said. You cannot solve the problem with the same kind of consciousness, with the same kind of mind that created it. You need to go broader. You need to go higher. So take a deep breath when you feel the tension in your body. Take a deep breath when you feel it's not working for you. Because if you keep doing what you always did, you get the same results as you always got. It's basically, if you think you will get other results, that's what the American says about, the definition of insanity. Doing the same things you always did and expect different results.
Yeah.
And most of the times it won't work.
Mm-hmm.
So take a step back, take a deep breath, focus on the things you really, really want. Listen to your heart. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. And what will happen? The universe will respond on what you send out with having faith in the universe, having the right belief system in place, that you are worth it to reach your goals, that you are the best person you ever can be right now. Well, do you want something to add?
You look like, oh, here she comes.
No, not at all.
Now, I think it's wonderful the way you describe also, like with that opportunity, you know, when you wrote that, and it's like, you know, you're focusing on what's lacking and what's not going right and what's wrong, rather than seeing the full spectrum of the whole thing, and the slowing down with that as well. I think that is also a letting go of control, because
Absolutely.
you know, you have no expectations of how quickly things should happen in our own limited sort of way of understanding things. In the bigger scheme, it might take longer for you to learn certain lessons or to have certain different experiences. And like you're saying, it's not that you shouldn't take action. You can still be proactive and sending that energy out, and perhaps taking steps or doing things that work towards what you would like, your preferred outcome, or your calling, or your dream, or things like that, but still accepting what's happening in this moment with it, and moving on like that. From that way. So I think and stay open and curious.
And I think that's important. Stay open and curious, because the universe is already presenting you a lot of things. And if you're only focusing on what's lacking, then you don't see the other opportunities, possibilities. That are already there. And then you can take action towards that new possibility, that new opportunity.
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna have a look if there's any comments. If you have any comments or any questions, if people are watching, that's really cool. There's no comments here. People are asking what I can see right now. But I would like to add a little bit of what we're discussing today as well.
Yeah.
If there's anything else?
No, go on.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, my post was about also control, and last Monday I went horse riding here in this part of the Netherlands. And it was a lovely horse. It was a really solid horse, and I felt trustworthy. And before I was settling the horse up, I said, to the horse, "Are you looking forward to going for a ride in the nature?" And I sensed that he was quite excited, and quite, to be honest, all the horses that were there were quite excited to go out for a ride. A couple of weeks before that, somebody had fallen off when we went. We were just about to go into galloping, and something happened, or from trotting to gallop or something like that, into canter. And the lady fell, and she hurt herself, and she had more of a shock, I think, really, than hurting. But all the horses then get a little bit like, the fight or flight mode kicks in. And any case, so we were all a bit like, okay, what's going on? And it's calm and steady. So when I went riding again this week, this lady was there as well. And I just checked in with myself. How did I feel? Was I a bit nervous, or because the horses were a little bit like fresh, and like I didn't really know what they were going to do. And then I thought about it. If a horse, I've been riding since I was a very young girl, and then a few years later in life, I didn't ride for a bit, so I picked it up again. And we did have our own horses, and I have some experiences with horses since I was the age of 8 or something. But if a horse really wants to go, if it really wants to go somewhere, then there's not much you can do, really, unless you would start to really use a lot of violence and strength or whatever, I don't know. But if the horse has its focus on where it wants to go because it's scared, for example, as a human being, I don't think we have much to say. So there's a level of trust, there's a level of letting go, there's a level of letting go of that control. I might think, I'm guiding the horse to say we need to go to the left, we need to go to the right, and the horse just, he does that,
Yeah.
But to a certain level, it's like, whatever. And there is a trust in that. And what I actually sense always from the horse is that the horse is giving the trust to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's trusting me that I know what I'm doing. And as soon as when the horse loses their trust, it also becomes weary and something changes.
Mm-hmm.
But that needs to be mutual. And I find, that when you do that, when you check in with yourself, how am I trusting this horse, that this horse also wants to have a good time now and is quite happy to do this? Then I have a different energy as well. And the horse, of course, will pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the experience becomes much more enjoyable, much more open, much more curious. And there is a level of gratitude in that as well, because there is also the level that the horse allows me to sit on its back without kicking me off all the time. It's doing that. And it is, doing something that I really want to do. The horse didn't come to my place and knock on my door and say, let's go riding today. I came to the horse and said, let's go riding today. So there's a mutual trust here, and there's a lack of control there as well. And as soon as I feel confident and trust and safe and trust that horse, then a whole new experience arises. And that, I think, can happen in all kinds of things. It can happen at our work. Now you can do still things in a way that, that are most beneficial, and still be open and curious, what we said, and letting go of the control, because what we know is all based on what we've learned, what we've heard, what we've read. All these things are stored here in our brain. But there is so much more.
Yeah.
And if we don't like what we see, then we can also say, well, I take a level of control here. I'm going to make some changes. I love that, for example, when Coco Chanel, she wasn't pleased with the life that she had. So she created the life that she loved for herself. And she did that with her mindset. She started to create her own design, her clothes. She wanted to look in a certain way. She wanted women to look in a certain way. And she did that. She took action. So we can all do that. If we don't like something, then what can I do? If I let go of that control of what I can't change, what can I do then that can change something towards something that I would prefer? So, my question is basically, to myself all the time, but maybe also to the people who are watching, what can you let go of your control? What are you already aware of that you are letting go of? And what are you creating instead? Are you creating like, I'll see what the universe brings? Or are you also going towards something that you feel that is more connected from your heart, and that is more in alignment with that? Like you were saying, darling, that you can't, if you keep doing the same thing, then you get the same result. So, what are you then letting go of, and what are you creating coming from the heart? So that's basically my questions to the people who are watching, and to myself, checking in all the time. That if I don't like it, well, what can I let go of, and what can I change into more? An experience that is more in alignment with who I am. So
I like that, especially when you said about the horse and you trusting each other. Then you see that you're not anymore in a reactive mode.
No.
Instead of constantly, when you're in control, you're in a more reactive mode, trying to get this. Oh, this is losing. And then you're chasing constantly after something that you cannot hold.
Yeah. I think, to some level, like you say, you need to drive a car. You need to take control of the steering wheel.
Absolutely.
And, all those things. You can't just go, let's just ride.
No. I close my eyes and give gas, and we'll see where we end.
No, of course not. No. So there, there's the wisdom in that as well. But there is a subtlety in there, I think, of letting it go. And we were speaking last night with the participants of our 4-leaf clover program. We have every month we come together, and then we talk about, you know, what we're going through personally and how it's affecting us, you know, the course and so forth. And so we were listening and sharing with the participants, and we were also saying that, you know, it's about control, but having faith, letting go of control, but having faith also. There's a huge part of that it will be well. It will be, the outcome will be in the best possible way for us. We might not always like it, but there is a level that of where we're heading towards that can be really beneficial. And it's mostly, you know, our best lessons are learned from very difficult situations often, you know, things we found out about ourselves or about life. It's brought a lot of insight often, and
Yes, and trying to have control over the situation and your goals is also that you're trying to find out how to do it and when. And what he also said thousands of years ago, the how and the when are not your domain. It's the domain of the universe. What your responsibility is the what. What do you want? What do you send out? And if these are the things that you really would like to attract in your life, it's just like what Wayne Dyer said, what you really, 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 really want, you will get. And he also said, what you really, 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 really don't want, you will also get. So if you really understand this part, what you want, you will get it. The how and the when, it's not your domain, but send out what you want. And be in the here and now after that. So that's the letting go. Accept that you're here, acknowledge at least that you're here right now with this situation, and see what comes on your path.
So yeah, that was our topic of this week, and next week we will let you know what the topic will be for next week, because we haven't decided yet, and we decided to do a different scenery today. So you have a different view and more relaxed. We feel it's a bit like winter coming, so we made a nice warm cup of something. And we just hope that you are still enjoying our recordings, our videos, our topics. Any suggestions, if there's any questions that you have, hey, you know, would you really like, we would like you to talk a little bit more about this or that, let us know as well. We're always open to suggestions. And we hope to see you again next week, and we wish you a wonderful weekend.
Yes. Raise your level of consciousness by doing at least 2 things each day that you really, 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 really like.
And let us know how you feel afterwards, what the difference is when you become the observer of your actions and your thoughts, and how the benefits are when you become more aware of them.
Nice.
Okay. Right. Well, be creative.
Have a great weekend.
And we look forward to seeing you next week. See you.
Bye-bye.